What's up everybody, this is Dani Reardon and today we are going to be talking about getting back in the groove. So let's get started. So you can take this from someone who has to get back in the groove a couple times a year. Normally after my shows I take a little while off and then I get back into the gym because personally I think that rest is a really good thing, especially when you're a competitor. I'm not here to tell you to take a magic pill. I'm not here to tell you to do a certain type of cardio. I'm going to start with your mind, because I believe that that's where everything starts. The first thing I want to talk about is you need a really good reason why you're going to get in shape. To look good at the beach really isn't something that everyone's going to follow through and stay away from the bad stuff and then keep working. It needs to be something that's like, oh, I have a wedding coming up, or I want to get in shape for my kids so I can be more healthy. It could even be something like I have to present an award and I want to look good walking across the stage, or a reunion. Things like that that have emotional ties versus things that are very superficial usually keep you on the right path longer and create a lasting change. So second, what I want you to do is to set a goal. You need to set a goal and not necessarily have an end date, but start your lifestyle change going in a different direction. So your goal may be, oh, I want to get healthy or I want to get fit, but what I want you to do is to set a measurable goal, because people need progress. So even if your first day, if you're taking a picture and you look really fat and you really hate the way you look, just take the picture and just put it away, don't even look at it. And then the next week, after you've been doing everything correctly the whole week, take another picture. And even though you're going to be looking at your body every single day and you may not see a change, you need to compare pictures, or you need to compare weight, or you need to compare how your clothes fit. Because if you don't measure anything, you don't know you're making progress, and then it's going to be really hard to stay on the right path. Something that I'm a huge advocate of is starting where you are with what you have. A lot of people say, oh, I need this trainer and I need to eat this, I need to eat that when I have this money. That's all bullshit, to be honest with you, because really you need to hold yourself accountable, because you know when you're up in the middle of the night cheating on your diet. You also know when you're in the gym kicking ass and staying on your diet and working really hard. So a trainer, to me, I think that's a cop-out, and I think that's an excuse, because even you could go take a walk right now. You don't need to pay somebody to tell you to do that. So save your money and be honest with yourself, stop making excuses, and let's get to work. So my thing with that is start where you are with what you have, and like Maya Angelou says, once you know better, you do better. And then once you do better, you find something else that you can know better, and then you do better and better and better. And as long as you stick with that learning mindset, you're always going to improve and always going to progress, especially if you just listen to yourself. Next, I want to talk about the way that you actually think about dieting or eating healthy and training or working out. When I think of the word working out, personally, even though I do it a bunch of times a day, every single day, to me it sounds like work. It sounds like something that's going to take a lot of effort and something that I don't really want to do. But when I think about it in the terms of training, to me it sounds like, oh, I'm an athlete training for something, important. I feel like I'm training my body, not just working out. Another thing is the word dieting. This is really common with like competitors and stuff, because they go on a diet. But when I think of diet, first of all, it sounds like dying. And second of all, when I think of dieting, I think of restriction, I think of things that I don't get to have, I think of temptations that I don't get to fulfill. So I think a better option, a better way to think about it would be maybe eating, or just eating, because it sounds to me more essential and more necessary, and it doesn't sound like I'm restricting myself from the world out there. Because what happens is you go into diet mode, and then all you do is you think about what you can't have, and what you need to think about is the reward that eating healthy is going to give you. Having said that, don't restrict yourself from everything, because when you do that, then you binge. Okay, so a lot of competitors do this, and a lot of people maybe on the Atkins diet that go really low carb and that restrict themselves because they want just this quick weight loss. And what happens is, after they get sick of that, they binge and gain all of the weight back, and sometimes even more than when they started. What you have to do is just start changing your lifestyle little by little. Start maybe walking once a day. Take your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your dog and go for a walk, because that's step one, is doing something active. Also, do things that make you happy. If you like to run, then run. If you like to train, then train. If you don't like to run, then don't run, because you're not going to keep doing it. So do things that you like. If you like a spin class, go. Also with food, make things that you like to eat. If you're baking like plain chicken, or you're boiling plain chicken, that's not something that you can do multiple times a day, every day. That's gonna lead to a pizza binge, because I know that happens. And so if you make your food, if you make the healthy food taste good, then you're gonna want to put it in your body. You're going to want to eat it, and you're not going to think about what you're not getting. I believe everything needs to be handled in moderation. Every once in a while, it's okay to have an ice cream. It's okay to have pizza, but don't gorge yourself weeks on end, because that leads to fatness. Everything in moderation, and change the way you think about things. You're training for something, you're training for a better body, and you're pretty much eating to live. So once you have your goals set in motion and your beliefs set in motion, what I want you to do is start doing little things to be proud of yourself. So maybe you cook a healthy meal and you make it taste really good, or you go to the gym, or you go for a walk. Do little things to make yourself proud of yourself, because then what's gonna happen is you're gonna wanna do a big thing to be proud of yourself, like meal prepping for a couple days, or going and doing a high intensity workout instead of just, chilling on the treadmill. Because the truth is, we like ourselves better when we're proud of ourselves. And we treat ourselves better when we're proud of ourselves. So if you follow that momentum and you gain that proud momentum, what you're going to do is find that after a week or two of being proud of yourself, this is going to be easy for you. This is just going to be a new way of life, because you feel better about it, you look better about it, and you're just going to keep doing better about it. So be proud of yourself. Do things to be proud. Something that I want to leave you with before you start on your fitness journey, or before you start on your new goal and getting back in the groove, 3 questions that I think you should ask yourself before you do anything. The first one is, will it work? Will whatever you have on your little paper, or whatever your coach is telling you to do, will it work? If the answer is yes, good. Next question. Can you do it? Can you do what your coach is asking of you? Can you do, what your little plan is? Okay? Can you go outside and walk? Can you make a chicken breast? And the answer should be yes. And if it is, the third question is it worth it? Now this is going to come back to your reason why. So if all of this work and all of this food prep and everything, is that going to be worth the end result that you're after? And only you can answer that question. So again, this comes back to you, not your trainer, not your coach. This comes back to you. And I can tell you that personally, because I have trainers and I have coaches, and when I do the best is when I'm holding myself accountable. They're there to give me certain numbers and certain things, but they don't know if I'm up in the middle of the night cheating on my diet, which happens sometimes. But I know that, and I know that I feel guilty and I'm not proud of myself. And then this whole cascade of events just happens that's negative. So if you start off on the right foot, then you're gonna end on the right foot, and you're gonna look good on your right foot, okay? And last, what I wanna leave you guys with, and that I've kind of kept saying the whole time, is that everything is your fault. Good, bad, indifferent, it's your fault. You get out what you put in. If you put in maximum effort, you're gonna get maximum results. They're gonna be very quick. If you put in minimal effort and you're picking here and there, you're kind of working out, you're kind of doing this and that, then you're kind of gonna get better. Okay, so that's where you need to make the decision is, you can't look at somebody who's doing everything maximally, everything perfectly, and look at their results and say, why am I not getting the same results? If you're picking here and there on your, on your diet, if you're picking here and there, in the middle of the night, you're not gonna get great results. And you're not gonna be proud of yourself, and you're not gonna keep going. And the reason why it's really hard to just stop and then start back up is because you're new when you go into the gym. Everything's a little bit shaky, you're not as strong, the proprioception isn't firing like it used to, you're not, So what you need to do is just remember that you eating that chicken breast or fish or walking into the gym, you are, even if it's a little bit, you're better than you were before you walked in or before you ate that meal. So just remember, even though you're making slow progress, and it might seem like forever before you make big leaps and big progress, slow progress is still progress. What I want you guys to think of is driving your car at night. I've heard this analogy and it really, really helped me. Driving your car at night with your headlights in front of you, and they only show about 200 feet in front of you. So instead of looking at something and thinking you need to start this diet and start this workout program and you're gonna be a freaking bodybuilder, just start with the first 200 feet. So take that first little step, because once you take that first little step, the next step is going to show up, and then the next step. And then let's say you make a chicken breast, okay, that's your first 200 feet, and then you learn how to make it taste good, and then that's your next 200 feet. And now you can't go without having chicken, and now you're just going. So think about the next 200 feet in front of you, because even if you don't know how you're going to get the body that you want, what you just need to do is just start and just keep doing the right thing and keep on the right path, because once you do that, keep doing the right thing, it'll inevitably go your way. So do what's right, keep your head up, and progress. With all these New Year's resolutions coming up, instead of making a resolution, just make a lifestyle change. And I'm not going to say good luck, because I believe the luck is in your hands now. If you prepare and you meet the correct opportunity, then good fortune will find you. So prepare. So once you have your beliefs set in motion, Bane, what is... Get back in the groove.